Hello to the 2020 Nebraska All State Choir. My name is Dr. Lee Nelson, and I have the great honor of being your conductor for this year's All State experience, albeit a very different one than any of us could have expected. However, I'm committed to making this experience be just as transformative as any other one. When I was in high school, I made it into the All-State Choir, and that planted a seed in my heart and in my mind that I had no idea would take root nearly 3 years later. I went to college to be an accounting major and found out pretty quickly that accounting was not my passion, but music really was my passion. And so I switched my major to music education, and I really credit my All-State experience for that change of heart. Although this year's 2020 Nebraska All-State Choir will look very different than any other year, I look at this as an opportunity for us to capture this moment in time, realizing that what we're about to do, creating this virtual choir, will be something that will mark the pandemic, and it will mark this time in our history. I feel that the work we're about to do is going to stay with people for decades, years to come. People will be watching this, remembering that 1 year where the 2020 Nebraska All-State Ensembles couldn't meet in person, where we created a different way of finding community and transformative experiences. So please know that although it looks different, that does not take away from the honor of what you have accomplished as a member of the 2020 All-State Choir. It's a tremendous accomplishment that you should be so proud of. Know that we are all proud of you, and we're going to make this a memorable experience, even if we can't do it in person. I'm looking forward to November when we can be together online and talk to each other via Zoom. We'll bring in Miss Elaine Hagenberg, who is our composer of the piece that we're singing this year, The Music of Stillness. Music by Elaine Hagenberg, and poetry by Sarah Teasdale, a turn-of-the-century poet who wrote a poem called There Will Be Rest, in which the music of stillness comes from. Sarah Teasdale knew a lot about loneliness and isolation. In her poem, There Will Be Rest, the work talks about isolation and loneliness, and the journey from that to hope, which is why I chose the music of stillness for this virtual choir. I really feel that it talks about what we're all experiencing right now, and know that the music that we're going to make together is going to provide a pinprick of light in the darkness of so many people's isolation and their loneliness. We're going to provide hope in our journey as we put this together. I want to spend a couple of minutes just talking about some things that I would like you to think about before you make your audio and your video recordings. One, it's important that you think about the emotion that struck you when you first read the poem or you first sang this piece. Why I say that is that the emotional response that this work elicits has to transfer on video to the people watching at home. We'll be able to see you fully. I'll tell you a quick story. Last week, the Wartburg Choir, I teach at Wartburg College, if you can't tell by my signs and things like that. Wartburg College is a small liberal arts college in Waverly, Iowa, that specializes in music education, music therapy, and music performance. And I conduct an ensemble called the Wartburg Choir. And we're a very close-knit group. The group has been around for 84 years. And we have been masked this year, rehearsing very distant from each other, experiencing all the same things that you've been experiencing, I'm sure, in your own program. And we were outside taking our picture for the year. We're all masked, all in our concert dress, so we're in our dresses and tuxedos, socially distanced, 8-10 feet apart. And we got done taking our group picture, and the photographer said, "All right, you have 30 seconds to take your mask off, and we'll take one picture in which you can all just smile so we can see everyone's face." So everyone slowly took their masks off, and people were chattering and talking as that was going, and they grabbed their mask and they put it in their pocket. And then a hush came over the entire choir. They started looking around, and they started seeing the faces of their community, of their choir, surrounding them. And it was the first time that they got to see their faces this year for real. And for some students, this is their first year on campus. So it was the first time that they got to see everyone that they have been so involved with over the last 7 weeks. As we were looking around, all of a sudden the tears began to fall. We started seeing each other for who we were, even though we've seen each other perhaps on social media, Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook. It's not the same as seeing someone totally unmasked, seeing their face, seeing their smile, and tears fell. The neat thing about the virtual choir that we're going to prepare is that we get to see your face. We get to see the emotion that this music, that this beautiful music draws out of your heart and out of your mind and manifests itself in your voice and in your face. So when you're singing, I ask you to reread the poem and realize the journey that you're about to take. All of the people who are going to hear this for years to come, think about the journey and the emotion that you can convey to them, so that those folks at home know that you connect to the music, that your voice is singing the dynamics and the tempos and the tempo changes and with beautiful tone, but most importantly, that the music, the words, transcend the airwaves and the internet and go directly to the hearts and minds of those who are so wanting to cheer you on in person and to hear you in person and to hear this glorious choir that will never be in the same room together. What an amazing opportunity that we have. We have no idea what our little seeds of light will plant in the hearts of those who need it. We have a great responsibility to bring that out. So even though our music is metered by a pre-existing track, within that we can still make music. The dynamics that you bring to it will add our own flavor to this performance. Think about how Elaine Hagenberg sets the text. She does so much text painting. The first words are, "There will be rest." And on the word rest, what does she do? She puts a whole note in which we all come to rest. 3 quarter notes, there will be rest. And all of our voices land on this beautiful chord where we just hold the sound for a while. Then we say it again and we hold it even longer. Seek out the places in which Miss Hagenberg provides moments of word painting. You'll see on the top of page 3, the rooftops crowned with snow. Where are sopranos and altos? They're hanging above the tenors and basses as though snow sitting upon the roof. Look at the places towards the end where we have "there will be rest" in measures 65 and 66. The word stillness. She has stillness, and then she brings a full quarter rest in which everything stops. The sound stops and provides stillness. We're going to talk a lot about the ways in which Miss Hagenberg captures Sarah Teasdale's text in November when we're together. But before you record, I want you to start thinking about the places in which you see how tempo, dynamics, the vowel shapes, how that all can bring out the poetry in the music that Elaine sets so beautifully. Now, of course, we could talk about things like where we're going to all breathe and things like that, but frankly, this is about your individual voice and your individuality in bringing that to the music. Then we'll let the computer people start to combine our voices in a beautiful way that will create an ensemble and a community that is unlike anything that any of us have experienced. One of the big majors at Wartburg that I mentioned, besides music education, is music therapy. It's where science and music come together. I think of it as a magical major. It's where you study the magic of music and how music can be therapy to those who can't speak, to those who perhaps can't move, to those who deal with cognitive issues that most others don't have to deal with. And yet music can break through those different problems to create stillness and rest. What an amazing thing we get to do. I hope that this experience becomes transformative for you. I know it will be for me. I will give my very best in the conducting, and hopefully, as we combine it all together, we'll start to feel that community. Think about the crystal of peace that we'll be providing for so many people. Perhaps it'll be you. I know it will be for me. So, with that, go forth, record your audio, record your video, sing with the most beautiful tone you can. Sing with an expressive face so we can see all that you are feeling as you are singing. Allow yourself to be vulnerable and open. There's no reason to hold back in this video, in this audio setting. I look forward to seeing you in November. Thank you for all that you are and all that you do. And best of luck making this tape. And congratulations, most importantly, congratulations on this wonderful honor. We hope to see you sometime soon. Take care.